Awesome day, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the support. The question today is, are we talking about faith, firewood, Airbnb, or being the first multimillionaire in your family? Today, we're talking about being the first multimillionaire in your family. How did I go from making $37,000 to $42,000 a year for 4 years to my first year in business making $97,000? How did I do that? Okay, so here are the 4 steps that I would have redone and probably should have done my first year being a business owner. 1 is going to be educate yourself before you invest. I have met too many eager and enthusiastic young investors that have no idea what they're getting into, and quite frankly, as soon as they lose motivation, then they stop pushing themselves, they stop growing, or when it gets tough, they quit. So the very first thing I would do is educate yourself. And when you educate yourself, I'm talking about getting free education. There is an internet now with a vast majority of things, like you can look up Warren Buffett, how he's done things, and just by being able to speak the language that other investors in whatever you're pursuing, you need to be able to speak that language as well. You're not going to be able to communicate if you don't know. It's kind of like when you go into a doctor's office, you have no idea what they're talking about, or when you speak to a lawyer, you have no idea what they're saying. So you need to educate yourself so you can speak their language. 1, networking. Networking I actually really love. I'm a very social person. I will start a conversation with anyone. You can just ask any of my friends and family. If I'm at a diner and I see an older couple, I will go right up to them and I will start a conversation with them because they've got years of wisdom that I want to know, or I want to just them to have a chance to tell their story. When you're at these networking events, you are getting other people's experiences and education for free. Asking the real questions, not the surface questions, but get underneath and ask the deep questions when it comes to networking events. They're going to tell that you're more serious, and they're going to be able to say, oh wow, this guy actually knows the concept, he knows the language, so how do we see what he's really made of? Well, let's go that's going to go into step 4, which we'll get to. Okay, step 3 that I personally did take. I did do this step my first year. I went from working 5 days a week and 8 hours a day to 7 days a week, 16-hour days. Now, some people might think that's extreme, but I realize that I don't have a lot of money. I'm lucky to save $400 a month. So, but the rich always say their time is more valuable. I'm like, yeah, that's because you have tens of millions of dollars. Of course your time is more valuable. And I'm thinking, oh crap, how much I make reflects how valuable my time is. So I realized that there's a whole bunch, 16 hours, that's possible. You're still getting 8 hours of sleep, which is what doctors recommend. I need more sleep. I do. So I get more like closer to the 8-hour mark. The entrepreneurs that say, 5 hours, that's all you need to survive. You can only do that for so long. But if you work 16-hour days, you're definitely going to still get the necessary sleep you need. And if you do that for 2 to 5 years, you're going to be financially free. It's impossible not to be. Okay, this is my favorite one, and I actually did do this my first year being a business owner, was I found a mentor, and I took him to coffee / we got food. This was probably the most important thing I did because it actually ties in all of this. It ties in all 4 steps. It is leading to finding a mentor. Someone that is where you are, where you want to be. It's like, they're there, I want to get there. You cannot get a mentor without the first 3 steps. You can't do it, it's impossible. You need to educate yourselves because you need to be able to speak the language in your networking events. And in your networking events, you will be able to find a mentor, someone that is willing, and because you know that, oh my goodness, I'm tired from work, I don't feel like going out to dinner and meeting this guy, guess what? You're investing 16 hours into your day now to increase your odds and to be available to learn ultimately. So All three of these lead up to finding a mentor, and that was the best decision I ever made, hands down. We get together every month, and I swear to you, I get about $20,000 to $30,000 worth of advice from him every single lunch meeting. I enjoy my time with him. I look forward to it every month. If we could do it more, I would. He's a busy man. I'm busy, just starting out, but these are the 4 steps that I would recommend.